Hey, in today's video, I'm going to talk about a great 55 and up community in the city of Sonoma. It's about 9 minutes outside of the main area of the city of Sonoma, and it's just super. It's 3 neighborhoods. One of the neighborhoods was built in the 70s, the other 2 in the 80s, but they're all connected out here. And people love these neighborhoods because they're not really in the downtown area of Sonoma, and you get this super duper country feeling when you're out here. You can even hear the sheep baaing when they bring in the sheep herds to eat all the weeds around the vineyards. And you look out your door in many of these homes and you see vineyards, and you can hear cows mooing occasionally as well. So you're really out in the country, but you're quite near the city. And these are just lovely neighborhoods. They all have different architecture and different clubhouses, and the HOA fees hover around $200 a month, which is amazing and terrific, right? So I've been dying to share them with you, and some of you are watching this because you're going to buy a second home out here, or you're super duper retiring, like you're done, you're retired, and you're going to travel the world, and you want kind of a low maintenance home where you don't have to worry about it so much when you're gone, and all of these communities are really great for that. So if you're looking for a second house, and or you're just retiring and want a great place to live, I'm going to share with you the Creekside, Temelec, and Chantarelle neighborhood coming up right now. Okay, so house number 1 is here in the Temelec neighborhood, and it's 227 Flint Court. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 1,600 square feet, 1974 home. These are 70s homes in the Temelec neighborhood, and we're going to drive around and look at them as well. Now, this went on the market in March for $725 and sold for $855. A lot of the houses in the Temelec area butt up against little bits of open space and strips of land. They also have a lot of distance, which you can't really see here, but you're going to see as we drive around. No fences oftentimes, and space in between each house, kind of Midwest style, with no fence around them. So it's really kind of neat, and there's walking paths within the houses, kind of between them, and then there's a big walking path along the vineyard on the other side here. Hey, I wanted you to kind of observe as we are filming here the Temelec area. Look between the houses, because there's green space between some houses and no fence, kind of the Midwest style, which I mentioned before. So it's pretty neat. You just have your house, and then you can go at your back door, and there's like a greenway, maybe a place to sit out and have your coffee, but no fence. So it's a really open feeling, and so check it out as we cruise through the neighborhood. This is a lovely home. It's in a cul-de-sac, lots of cul-de-sacs in Temelec, and the HOA fee for the Temelec area is $210, so pretty good. Another reasonable homeowners association fee here in Sonoma County. I'm also going to show you the Temelec Lodge, which is their clubhouse, and it's right around the corner here. So I thought I would talk about the lifestyle and living here in Sonoma. And I'm standing on the Temelec side of all 3 properties on the west side with the vineyard behind me. I'm on the Walnut Walk, which is a huge path that goes on the whole west side of the Temelec neighborhood. And it takes you about an hour to walk around all 3 properties, so that's pretty simple. And it's really nice. You run through all 3 properties and you get back to your front door. And this is a beautiful walk with the vineyards behind you. Now, if you had to go to Safeway or to the hospital, or take friends to lunch at the plaza, go clothing shopping, or just do your errands about town, town is that way, about 8 or 9 minutes out. The city bus goes through all 3 properties all day long, so you can take a bus into town. But I just really wanted you to kind of know that right here is living. Over there is what you do in the Sonoma area. Now, there's the Great Sonoma Market, which is the really cute local market there. McCullough's for some nice clothing shopping, and then all kinds of boutiques and restaurants and what have you, of course, around the plaza, which are what drive in or bring in a lot of the tourists. So there's great shopping here. There's a DIY store, Freeman Brothers, so when you need to repair your house. There's the big hardware store. There's also Ace Hardware in town, and all the conveniences you need are right here. If you're traveling, is a good way to travel. So if you have to get to San Francisco or Oakland Airport, you can drive there, of course, but the really good transportation is taking the Santa Rosa Airport or Express. You have to take an Uber from here to Petaluma on the other side of the hills, 15-minute drive, costs you $23, and then take that great coach to San Francisco. It drops you off right at your terminal. I find it fantastic. It is just a really, really convenient and inexpensive way to get to the airports. And of course, the great Charles Schwartz Airport is just 40 minutes north of here in the city of Santa Rosa. So getting around and traveling is pretty simple from the Temelec Chantarelle neighborhoods. Okay, so I thought this would be a good time to talk about water in these three neighborhoods. In the summertime, this is being filmed in June of 2022, and you'll notice brown lawns, and you'll notice a brown golf course or browner, because they cut back on water about 20% here in the summertime, especially in 2022. We did not have a wet winter, so you will see the homeowners associations and the common area lawns a little bit browner, because it's California. It's not Washington State or Oregon or even Florida, where it's green, green, green a lot of the year. California's kind of scruffy oaks, and we get that golden look that we all love. I'm not going to call it brown, because it's not brown. It's the golden fields of California, which we have about 5 to 6 months a year. So anyway, that's what's up with the lawns here in this neighborhood. Just in case you're wondering, it can be very common in many of the counties in the state of California, especially during droughts. So just giving you a heads up on the water. Here we are in the second house, which is 677 Crocus Drive in the Creekside neighborhood. This house sold for $883.90 in February of 2022. And this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 1,500 square feet, built in the late 1980s as well. And these are really cute homes. They have 6 floor plans. They started out with 2 bedrooms on the easternmost side of the development, and then eventually, as it got developed and moved up the road here, you got into 3 bedrooms. And over the decades that it's been here, people have expanded, for example, the eating areas, the dining areas, into like doubling the size of the kitchen, basically. So it's a great neighborhood, really shady, tree-lined streets. I'll give you a little example here. And private front entrances. You have to go through a gate to get to the front door. And super nice, good size, but not crazy huge backyards. So people love it here. Many of the houses butt up against little open space, maybe a little creek, and we'll see the clubhouse for this neighborhood as well, which is really, really lovely. Nice size pool and lots of activity going on. They have a great clubhouse. They have bocce. They have all kinds of organizations and I shouldn't say clubs, but interest groups that use their clubhouse, from mahjong to bridge players, and continuous pickleball's huge here. So lots of pickleball players. Tennis is really popular too, and then the pool is pretty much booked up. Grandchildren can visit, I think, later in the afternoon for an hour or so. They can use the pool, but it's really super. And just a great clubhouse, pretty busy all the time, and just a nice place, well managed, and lots going on. So if you like an active community, actually any of these 3 communities are really great, and I just happen to know this one the best, and there's a lot going on, including a happy hour on Friday nights to get to know your neighbors. So this is the Creekside neighborhood clubhouse. And by the way, the homeowners association for Creekside is 210, which you'll find that all of these are like 210. I think one is 220 and one is 165. So they're all in the great inexpensive range of homeowners associations here in Sonoma County. But lovely houses. You can see this one has shake exterior, which is really cute, and lots of places, benches around, walking paths between the different neighborhoods and the cul-de-sacs. So and like I said in the earlier part of this video, you can walk around between all three properties if you're a walker, and it's pretty cool. And it's up behind the hills on the other side here of Creekside that you see the sheep out in March. There's a company called Woolly Weed Eaters, and they let their sheep out up there and they prune the weeds right before the vineyards start growing. So it's pretty cool. You open your door at night and you hear the sheep baa, and it's great. So I enjoy that. This year the sheep were in that field for a month. Sometimes it's just like a week, but there were tall weeds this year, I guess, and the sheep stayed for a long time. And right out your door here in Creekside, Temelec, Chantarelle, is definitely agriculture. So you're surrounded by the vineyards. You will see pastures of cows, and the sheep are around. So if they're not like practically on the property, at least for a few weeks a year. So it's a great place. You can see the neighborhood, a little bit more of the trees. And they all hover in the 900,000-ish, marked in June of 2022. So they're 900,000 and up is very common for these homes. All right, so let's move on to house number 3. So house number 3 is 225 South Temelec Circle, but it's in the Chantarelle neighborhood, which we've been seeing as we came over to this house. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 1,600 square feet, and sold for $985. A lot of these houses are 2-bedroom, 2-baths. There are some 3-bedroom, 2-baths here as well. They have nice sized backyards. Some of them have smaller yards. They all have the private entryway, which is really, really nice. So you go through a little gate or something, and then you go back to the front door. They're super lovely homes. You can see the inside right now on the screen, and they're all really lovely colors, and the whole neighborhood is beautifully kept up. Not as much tree-lined streets. I mean, there's trees lining the streets, but not so much the shaded streets that you see in Creekside, if that matters to you. I still think it's a great looking neighborhood. And it too is right up against the Temelec neighborhood, and then you take a left on the other side and you get into Creekside. So they're all connected together. So if you're considering this 55 and up community, this Chantarelle neighborhood is really lovely, and I think you'd really enjoy looking at some of the homes here. It's really super. So did I mention that the homeowners association for Chantarelle is 165? It's the lowest of the 3 HOAs in these 3 neighborhoods. So 165 is pretty cool. They just have a pool here and a clubhouse, no tennis courts or anything like that. So great neighborhood, lovely landscaping, nice clubhouse, and a low HOA here in Chantarelle. So if you're moving into Sonoma County and you want more information and you want help, you need a little strategizing, even 6 months out or maybe a year out, my team and I look forward to helping you. We don't care if you're not moving for quite a while. We understand it takes a little bit of thinking. Now, I grew up in Petaluma, California. I live in Sonoma now, and I lived in Santa Rosa for 12 years. And I worked a whole bunch in Rohnert Park, sold many houses there. And I've sold a few in Sebastopol and way up into Windsor. Mostly I focus on those 6 cities, and so does my team. And we'd love to help you out. So if you're thinking of Petaluma, that's my hometown. I can tell you a lot about that. And I live here in Sonoma now. I can tell you all about Sonoma. and of course, ooh, there's that city bus I was talking about, and of course Santa Rosa, which is the county seat, the biggest city in the county. I can always tell you all about the neighborhoods there. So get a hold of us, scroll down, look at that show more section, give the number a call, or you can even text me. I respond to all my texts, and I look forward to connecting with you. And the next video is going to come up right there.